as you know, Jeremiah, we recently had a podcast with television's Craig Kilborn, which was very exciting for us.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about, okay, well, what do we do? What do we do next? What's our next step here? Do we go for other celebrities of, people that we enjoy in the celebrity realm? Do we go with people that we just know in life, like Hector, etc.? And I think we landed on, whatever. Yeah, sure. All that's fine. Well, in the process of trying to find our next guest, I sent out a couple of social media messages to some celebrities of note that I know, that I'm aware of. One of them being Zak Orth. Zak Orth. Now, you're not familiar with Zak Orth, although I'm guarantee you've seen him.
So can I, first off, before I answer that, what's your confidence level he will listen to this episode before coming on?
It's probably low that he would listen to this, although I sent him a clip of the Craig Kilborn episode. So I've been in communication with Zak on Twitter, and for a couple weeks now, actually almost a month, he's been game to be on the podcast. We've had some things in our schedules that have prevented us from doing anything yet, but we've been chatting back and forth. And just recently, we kind of put a bow on it. We're actually going to be talking with them this coming Monday. So in a matter of days, we're going to have them on the show.
So we need to get this. We need to get this up pretty quick.
Sure. Well, I mean, we could sit on his for a while.
That's true.
We could do whatever. But yeah. So in the process of putting a bow on when we were going to be sitting down with Zak, I sent him just for reference, just because I just feel weird asking people to come on the podcast who do not know who we are, and like their first exposure to any of it is just them literally getting on and like, here we are with two goofy,
right,
Midwestern white guys just woo. So I sent him a link to I sent him a link to the Craig Kilborn episode, and I with the preface of this isn't me saying please watch our podcast. If you do not watch this, that is totally fine. It's just for your reference alone, just to make it a little bit more obvious who you're going to be walking into when you get into this sesh. So and he mentioned that he had watched a little bit of it and he was enjoying it. In a later message,
my gosh,
in a subsequent message to me, he said that he had been watching it and he was enjoying it.
What if we spent the whole time with him? Asking him
talking about that episode,
right?
That would be great.
Oh,
that would be good.
That's actually a pretty good hook for a podcast. It's like every guest we come on, we just have them dissect one episode, the same episode, over
how we did, how they think we did, what we could have done better, what were the high points, what were the low points.
That's actually, we're not gonna do that.
Bad.
That's actually not a bad little hook.
It's not bad.
I kind of like that. Okay,
but no, I am ecstatic that Zak Orth has agreed to be on the podcast. I know Zak Orth all the way back, probably around the turn of the century is when I became aware of Zak Orth, and it was through the my fandom of the folks from The State and Stella. Michael Showalter, Michael Ian Black, David Wayne, all the folks that are in Reno 911, Joe Latruglio, all those folks that kind of started out with their MTV show The State, and this would have been in the 90s, mid 90s, I think, early 90s, I don't know. But Zak Orth was never on The State, but he was in similar circles, was friends with some of these guys, and appears in many of their works, including Wet Hot American Summer. Have you seen Wet Hot American Summer?
Yes. I saw it. I think I saw the recent sequel first.
Yes.
Weirdly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it's really crazy. And then that made me go back and watch the original
from 2001, I believe. Yeah.
Is that what it was? 2001.
Believe so. Yeah.
Yes, I've heard of him. And like you said, totally of course recognize him right away. And so I've been asking you, Warren,
Mm-hmm,
to give me some
mm-hmm.
Zak Orth homework. And maybe that's a good
Mm.
question for him. It's like, hey, what would you tell a guy like me? If I ran into you on the subway station, I don't know where he lives. That's another good question for it. Where do you live?
What's your address?
What's your address? Is like, hey man, I've seen you. What's some of your favorite work? What would you have me? What would you want me to go watch? What would you want me
Mm-hmm,
to go watch you in?
mm-hmm.
What are you most proud of?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. Um, I'm sharing my
Wait,
screen.
why are you sharing your
Do you
screen?
see this?
Yeah, I have to add you
Well,
to it. Hold up. Here we go. Now we're adding to the screen. There we go.
so what we're gonna do is here, as I'm spelling his name, I'm gonna click on his IMDb. We're just gonna run down a list. We're just gonna run down a list.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. We'll get rid of that. So, and I know you will have seen quite a bit of what he has been getting up to all these years. I was actually just before we jumped on the pod here tonight. I was watching a Law and Order episode that he was in. So he was in an episode in 1995 of Law and Order proper. Although I could not find it. You cannot find episodes of Law and Order from those early years. They're not available for streaming, and this is why physical media is important, Jeremiah.
Well, I'm sure he might have them. He might have it. I'm sure he's got it. This
Maybe,
is his first. His
maybe.
first.
But okay, so the first movie that he was in, and probably the first movie that I saw him in and didn't even realize who it was 1996's Romeo plus Juliet. Now this was the Boz Lerman, what's his name? Boz Lerman. Yeah, have you seen this? Have you seen this movie?
I actually have not. Oh no,
You've
yes I have.
never seen
Yes
this?
I have. Yes I have. Yes I have. I
It's
just
the
like
Claire Danes
yes.
and Leonardo
Yep.
DiCaprio.
Yep.
It's very unique movie where the story of Romeo and Juliet is told through modern day. The swords have become guns, but they still speak in the Shakespearean language. It's very good. But Zach Orth plays one of the I believe Montague cousins, maybe, or a friend of one of the cousins. He's in the famous scene. Oh, I'm trying to look at you, but if I do that, it shows me this thing.
Okay.
That's fine.
It's
I'll
fine.
clean it up in post.
Clean it up.
He's in that scene. Do you remember? You said you did see the movie. You have not seen it.
Long time ago. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's in the scene at the gas station. There's a big kind of shootout melee of sorts at a gas station. He's with Jamie Kennedy. Actually, is
Oh.
one of the
Okay.
main people from that scene. Okay. Moving on. In and Out. I don't think I've ever seen that movie. My Teacher's Wife. I started watching this earlier tonight. 90s movie, late 90s. I had never seen that. He's in the movie Loser. Do you remember? This is the Jason Biggs, I
Yeah.
believe is his
Mm-hmm.
name.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see this movie? Mina Sorvini.
I don't
This
think
is kind
so.
of this is an underappreciated gem, I would say. This
Really?
movie is
Okay.
pretty good, and it doesn't it doesn't get the respect that I think that it deserves. This is the movie that famously includes that what's that song? Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's from this movie.
Okay.
That's from this movie. If you watch the music video for Teenage Dirtbag, there's Zach Orth right there. It heavily includes Jason Biggs, Mira Sorvini, the cast of Loser in the music video. This is the Law and Order Special Victims Unit episode that I just watched that he's in. Here is Wet Hot American
Who did
Summer.
he play in that? Who did he play in that?
In Law and Order SVU or
Mhm.
Wet Hot American Summer?
SVU. Goodness gracious! Not a good night for.
I know.
Casey's
I should have
Pizza.
brought the water down. He actually plays. It's Law and Order SVU, so it gets
Special victims.
pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty. Yeah, Special Victims. It's pretty intense. He plays. The name of the episode is called Consent, and it's a pretty good episode, and it ends ambiguously,
Ooh.
as the best Law and Order episodes do. He's basically a frat guy who is not aware that a girl that he ends up with has been drugged, and there are complications, and it gets pretty.
It gets a little prickly.
And this was 2001.
Yeah.
This was 2001.
Yeah.
This was well before this kind of became a major talking point in the culture here. So, very prescient episode of SVU.
Oh my god, he's in the other guys.
He's in The Other Guys. I saw that, and I was not.
What?
I tried to find a clip that included him. He's just. I think he's credited as accountant. Yeah. So he's
Right.
in The Other Guys as accountant. I could not remember what scene that would have been, or if he had a bigger role than that. But yeah, it's been a
Accountant.
while since I've seen that movie.
So I'm trying to think of what scene that could have been. He,
Mm-hmm.
huh. Okay. Yeah. Well, that gives me another excuse to go watch The Other Guys again then.
Yeah, go watch The Other Guys. Have you seen 30 Rock? Do you watch that?
Oh my gosh, I love 30 Rock. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife, I love it. He's apparently in one episode. What
Okay.
season would this have been? He's in season 3, episode 11, St. Valentine's Day.
Okay.
He plays young priest.
Okay. All right.
I ran out of time before we got on today, but I was gonna look that up and watch that, but did not have time. He he's done a bit more TV in recent years. He started out very movie heavy in the late 90s, early 2000s, but if you look at his recent work, he's pretty heavy into the TV. So that might be an interesting question for him as to, get his take on, TV versus movies, if he prefers one to the other.
Right.
I never watched this show, but I know that it had some pretty fervent followers. Revolution, you remember this show from, I guess, 2012 to 2014?
I don't.
So this was a show about, there he is, there's Zach. This was kind of like a post-apocalyptic maybe, or, well, let me just read the synopsis here. 15 years after a permanent global blackout, a group of revolutionaries seek to drive out a tyrannical militia that's taken over the former United States of America. So this show takes place 15 years after basically all power sources in the world, I assume, go out.
Okay.
And they're basically having to live, as the frontiers people used to live. I never watched this show, but heard pretty good things about it. This lady from who was in Lost is in it. I can't remember her name. What was her name? Elizabeth Mitchell. She played Juliet in Lost.
Oh yeah,
She's in the show.
Yep. Also, his on IMDb or is it on Wikipedia? I saw he's also on a show coming out. Something about the White House on HBO. Maybe it was
coming up. You said?
Yeah. I think it's on Wikipedia. Is where I saw that.
It's not on IMDb.
Zak Orth, Wikipedia, and also, can I just say this right now? He seems like a delight,
doesn't he?
Just reading your DMs with him, I just got the feeling this guy, the White House Plumbers is what it's called, is an upcoming American satirical political drama television miniseries written and created by Alex Gregory and Peter Hyuk and directed by David Mandel. So that looks interesting. I'll watch that. HBO.
When does that say that? Oh, HBO. That's good.
Here we go. Holy cow. Set to premiere May 1st, 2023.
Wow, right around the corner.
Holy smokes. There's got to be a trailer. There's got to be a trailer for this. There's got to be a trailer.
Hey, let's this time maybe remember to plug our guest's work.
That would be good.
What's it called?
White House Plumbers. Yeah, there's a trailer. Oh, I've seen this. I've seen this.
Justin Theroux's in it. And Woody Harrelson. Holy, Lena Headey. Man.
Oh my
gosh. This is an all-star
This looks
crew
amazing
here.
Okay, I'm excited. This will be cool. This will be really cool.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
What? So tell me kind of your thought process of how why did you think of Zach? What about his career is like makes you most excited?
Sure. Why did I think that he would be good to have on the podcast? Is that the question?
I can tell he's going to be good already just by reading your messages with him. Again, seems like an absolute delight.
Sure.
But yeah, what made you think of him?
Yeah.
What made you think about him?
Oh, I guess Zak Orth is okay. I don't know if you're ever watching a movie, TV show with people or whatever, or even by yourself. And if certain people pop up on the screen and you kind of do that. Have you seen the meme of Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood where he's like whistling and pointing
right?
The TV. Yeah. So whenever Zak Orth pops up on my screen, I'm whistling and I'm pointing at the screen.
Yeah. I like that guy.
Yeah.
I like it when he's on the screen. Yeah.
I haven't seen anything that he is in, where his part hasn't been very well done.
Yeah.
And some of it is the fact that I know this guy. I know who he is. I've seen him in a number of things, and because there are certain people, certain actors, character actors, especially, that you see them and you're like, oh yeah, I like this guy, but I don't know his name. I don't really know anything about him. He pops up in things that I like.
Right.
So Zak Orth is kind of like that for me, except it goes beyond that. In that I know his name. I know kind of who some of his friends are outside of the work that he does, and I enjoy that stuff as well. So yeah, it just kind of it goes to that next level of kind of recognizing somebody in things that I watch and enjoying when they pop up.
Okay, that's awesome. Do you know if he's out in LA? Has he given you told you like what time zone he's in?
No, I told him what time zone we're in, and but he didn't mention 7 p.m. Central isn't too late for him. So I guess that if he was in LA or anywhere out west, 7 p.m. Central would be no problem at all. I guess I would assume he's probably not in New York or out east, because then that would be kind of late to start a podcast recording. Maybe he's a night owl, though. I don't know.
Totally could be.
I don't know. He is from Illinois.
Really? Chicago?
Did you catch that?
Mm-mm.
Libertyville, which I believe is northern
Yeah.
Illinois area, right? Libertyville. Where is it? Libertyville. Yeah, way northern. It's dang near Wisconsin.
Okay.
So yeah, born and raised in Libertyville. I think his parents were artistic folk of some sort, opera singer father and piano teacher mother. So he grew up in the arts.
Okay.
So yeah,
Cool.
I think he'll, and you know, these are some of the things that I want to ask him about. I want to ask him about his upbringing in Illinois, and you know, what he gets up to these days. You know, I don't want it to all be about his movies and the things that I've seen him in. I don't want to be Chris Farley in the SNL skit,
Right.
just asking him if he remembers certain things.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've got him up here. I've got him up on Peacock. I got his episode on 30 Rock. I've got the scene up. He's with Alec Baldwin. 10-minute mark. 10-minute mark.
Well, it's at the 10-minute mark.
10-minute mark.
Very good.
That'll get
Very
you home.
good.
That'll get you home.
I don't. Yeah.
I do remember Valentine. I do remember that. But I believe
what happens in that episode.
I don't know the whole arc, but just scrolling through, that is John Hamm is in that episode. Which
does he have the hook hands yet?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's the episode though where what's her name? Who's the lead character?
Liz Lemon.
Liz Lemon like essentially falls in love with him, and she said one of my favorite catchphrases of hers that she didn't use a lot, which was "I want to go to there." I always thought was
I said that in my wedding vows to Elizabeth.
Did you really?
That.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
That's how I end. That's how I closed the mouth.
Look at you! I had no idea. I mean, I don't think she only used that line 3 or 4 times, maybe, but I just loved it. I just got such a kick out of it, and so I'll use that GIF sometimes of like somebody sending me a picture of like, you know, they're good,
cool place,
place, or the food they're eating. Like, I want to go to there. Yeah. So she said that about him, and then I think they're also the St. Valentine's Day, if I remember right. They kind of played off of those like movies about that. It was like a trend for a little bit where these movies would come out and it would just have like 20 A-list or A- list celebrities.
Yeah. Love Actually.
But kind of thing. No, but they were like around New Year's Eve. I think there was like a New Year's Eve movie, and it was like a love story it was called New Year's Eve. I'm pretty sure it's called, And so I think they were kind of playing off that like that whole trope at the time of just like these mega movies that are like loosely based around holidays. The
best John Hamm moment in 30 Rock has to be when they go to the restaurant and Liz Lemon is trying to convince him that he lives in a bubble, like a hot person bubble. And he wants to order at just this normal restaurant. He wants to order a shrimp po' boy with a diet raspberry Fanta.
Oh my gosh.
And the way she covers his face with a menu and orders it, and the waitress is like, "If you order off the menu, I'm gonna smack your face." Or she gets pissed, and then she moves the menu, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, that's no problem."
John Hamm is one of my favorite celebrities. I don't usually get wrapped up in celebrity stuff, but I'm a St. Louis kind of guy at heart, and John Hamm is a St. Louis guy, proud through and through. And so I do say, like, St. Louis, like, we may not have like a lot of celebrities from there, but we do have John Hamm. So that's kind of like,
is he from St. Louis proper?
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's from St. Louis. Grew up without his dad, and then his mom died at a young age. So like he actually was like raised by just like his friend's parents for a few years. It's kind of crazy.
Really?
Anyway,
did not know that.
Hey, we're at like an hour now, Warren. Nobody's gonna listen to this. So,
yeah, I'm probably gonna. I feel like I rambled a bit in a few points, so I might trim it up a bit.
Okay.
But hey, thanks for jumping on with me. Looking forward to our conversation with Zak Orth. I hope everybody else is as well. Hey, folks listening to this right now, you know what? Go watch some Zak Orth content.
Yeah.
Let me just pull up his IMDb again, and I'm gonna give you some homework.
You're giving them. You haven't given me any homework, but now you're going to give them the homework that I've been asking for.
Listen, here's the homework for everyone, including you, Jeremiah. Okay.
Oh, he's on Veep too. I want to ask him about Veep. Love.
Yeah.
Veep.
I've not watched a single episode.
Oh, that's your homework, Warren. You need to go watch
the 3 episodes.
3 episodes. He's in 3 episodes, for crying out loud. So. Yeah.
What are the I clicked on the wrong dang thing. Let me click on this. 3 episodes. He's in season 4, episodes 1, 2, and then season 5, episode 7.
And you will notice, this is one thing I really want to ask him about. Veep is written so differently than any other comedy I've watched.
Actually, on that, the White House Plumbers.
Yeah,
there was somebody involved, like executive producer of Veep was in there. Yeah. So I'm wondering if that's the connection, if that's what kind of got him hooked up on that.
Yeah.
All right. So here's your homework. Zak Orth, you're going to want to watch, first of all, Wet Hot American Summer. First and foremost, he plays JJ. Good stuff. I'm going to also need you to watch Loser. It's been a while since I've watched Loser, so I might go back and watch that as well. That's a good movie. And he plays a pretty prominent role in that.
Which Wet Hot American Summer? Which Hot American Summer? I'm seeing 10 Years Later. I'm seeing First Day of Camp.
No. I mean, he's in those as well, and he's funny in those as well. But I need people, if you haven't seen any Wet Hot American Summer, you need to go back to 2001. 2001, Wet Hot American Summer, the initial movie. Okay. Watch that. It's hilarious. Some people don't find it funny at all, but it is funny. He plays JJ. The Baxter, which is a very good movie. 2005, The Baxter. He plays Wendell Wims. Pretty minor role in that movie, if I recall, but funny nonetheless. That's a good movie. That is Michael Showalter's first directorial. It's his directorial debut.
That's right.
Whew, man, I'm struggling tonight.
I think you're doing great.
Michael Showalter directed The Eyes of Tammy Faye, which what's her name, won Academy Award for. Did you know that?
I did. I did not.
Yeah. He's also in the very first episode of Stella, the TV series, short-lived TV series.
Oh my gosh!
You're a Stella fan, right?
Yes, it's my favorite. One of my favorite things ever made.
All right, I know you have the DVDs because I sent them to you.
Yeah, but I can't play it, Warren. I don't have a DVD player. So why did you buy me and send me those? You
don't have an old Xbox?
Actually, I have.
Do you have an old PlayStation?
Actually, I have a new Xbox. I have a new one.
Plug it in.
Okay, I might do that.
You have one with a disc drive?
I might do it tonight. I might do it tonight.
First episode.
I do. Okay.
That first episode, it's killer. He plays Elliot Morgenthau.
Okay, I'm doing it.
From the Lieberthal Foundation. Your botched open heart surgery was a fitting and just end to a truly monstrous life. That is a line that I say to this day. That is, he comes in at the end of the episode. It's great.
Okay. All
right. Romeo and Juliet, if you have time. Watch the other guys and tell us where he comes in as the accountant, because I don't remember.
Yes. Okay.
Law and Order SVU. If you have access to SVU, he plays a great character in that. Well, not a great character, but the character, his acting is great. His acting is great.
His acting is great. Okay.
His character's questionable. That's a 2001 episode. I don't remember what year that is, or what season that is, but Consent is the name of the episode. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking because I feel like I'm just rambling. I've been rambling a lot tonight. I'm terrible at this.
Hey, you're doing great.
I'm never gonna improve.
You're doing. Oh, stop! No, stop that, Warren. That is the most negative I've ever heard you. You stop. You stop that right now.
Everything sucks.
Oh, stop.
Just not good at this.
No.
Everyone has a podcast.
Well, that's true.
And we're just adding to the mayhem.
That's true too. I'm not going to argue with that part of
it. Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
Right.
All right, Jeremiah, I'll let you go. I know you got things to do, buddy.
Don't forget to stay on so I can finish up uploading.
Oh, is that we got to do that?
Yep.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.